crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, BigSquareRoadRuler.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. It's going to be a quick one today because I have a discussion with Jenny Moonstone. Lots to talk about, obviously, with we're in September, the September to remember. I believe everything's going to start after September 11th, which is on a Sunday. Everything's starting, meaning chaos. Who knows what the markets will do? Remember, the Fed and the U.S. Treasury have complete and total power over all markets, all prices, all assets, you name it. Computers and derivatives determine the price. It's a click of a mouse at the U.S. Treasury Building. U.S. Treasury Building has a trading floor in the basement, if you didn't know that. CNBC did a special. Oh, we're going down to the markets room. It's this huge trading floor in the basement of the U.S. Treasury. Computers everywhere, basically calling up the banks. Okay, here's what we're going to do this time and keep this. A lot of it's already programmed in. The destruction of the monetary system is programmed in already for this year. The question is, can they get out of it? Last time it was programmed in, it was September 11th, 2008. $500 billion came out of the money market funds and broke the buck, and all hell broke loose, and they had to go to Congress. Now the Fed has prepared and is preparing to bail itself out. Whether it's legal or not, I don't know. The insanity of, can they do a $2 quadrillion bailout of the banking system? We'll find out. That's how much there is in derivatives. So when you look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you're looking at a derivative market. It is a bunch of computers trading back and forth. 99% of these are the banksters and the Fed trading back and forth to each other just to set the price wherever they want it to go. If you look at here's the chart since 92. That's a good idea of how much control they have. And they can click a mouse and put the Dow at 100,000. They can click a mouse and put the Dow at minus $40 like they did with the oil. It's that simple. It's a click of a mouse. So I don't know where they're going to put the stock market. The big problem with the stock market is rehypothecation of shares. Every share has been like doubled and tripled and quadrupled and trades hands between these high-frequency traders in a blink of an eye. Nothing's ever settled. Settled meaning exchange of contracts, exchange of ownership, and payment of money. Nothing's ever settled anymore. It's all a big slush fund, and they've lost track of everything, even U.S. Treasuries. They've lost track of how much U.S. Treasuries are out there, and it's just a cluster, you know what. Catherine Austin Fitts, I think it's Skidmore, the Skidmore Group, determined it was over 100 trillion in U.S. Treasuries. Yeah, it was 100 trillion. No account for. It's just in the ether. And I've been saying that for a long time. They print money and they don't tell anybody about it. There's no rules. I was talking to Greg Reese the other day. It's a trust system. We were on a trust system back after Bretton Woods. Now, you could say it's a modified gold standard system, gold back system. But it was trust. Everybody trusted that the U.S. Had enough gold to back the amount of dollars they were printing. They got in trouble in the 60s and everything went haywire. France said, we want our gold back. Nixon said no and shut the gold window in 71. Trust ends when the people who are trusting goes to the entity that they lay their trust in and says, okay, I trusted you. Now, where is it? That's why we'll never have a gold-backed currency ever again. We'll have redeemable currencies where you can redeem it for gold at any time, but there'll never be a gold-backed currency ever again because that's a trust system. If you can't redeem it, you have to trust the entity holding it, and who will trust anybody after these banks crash? I don't think anybody will trust anybody. Anyway, I think the Dow is going to start crashing, and then they'll just stop it. Just stop it. Just say, okay, the markets, we're in some economic chaos. We've shut all markets down. Well, no one can get access to the bank account anyway, so you might as well shut down the markets. That's their way out. That's their way out. Rehypothecation of assets. It's a gigantic problem with the stock market, the bond market, obviously gold and silver markets. Every year, was it over 300 billion ounces of silver derivatives are traded every single year when there's maybe 6 billion ounces in the world. It's a con. It's a shell game. And when the music stops, when the music stops, everybody has to show their cards and everybody's got a stacked deck of aces. It's like a big poker game with 20 people at the table. Everybody's cheating. And then at the final hand, you lay them down and everybody's got all the aces. And then some. That's what we will be looking at. These bankers claim to have all these assets that they don't have. Okay, cryptos. Yes, obviously those are massively rehypothecated as well. We need a sound crypto exchange. Reggie Middleton tried to invent something like that. Well, no, he did invent something like that, and the Jamaican Stock Exchange was implementing it, and I think the German Stock Exchange was implementing it too. He had a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the Jamaican Stock Exchange before the SEC went behind Reggie's back while he was working with the SEC, went behind his back to shuttle the deal. Then they shut him down, and they froze 98 million Veritasium tokens. And everyone thought, oh, it's over. And I'm like, it ain't over. It was in Cliff's data, but it's also, they froze those tokens, completed Veritasium. I mean, the SEC dealt with Veritasium completely different than any other cryptocurrency. And then we have last December when Reggie Middleton's patents were passed in Japan and in the USA for basically almost everything outside of what true cryptocurrencies are. Reggie has the patent on peer-to-peer financing. Sorry, guys. The SEC could use that as a just a hammer on all the cryptocurrencies. I don't know what's going to happen, and nobody does. I see Veritasium as a lottery ticket. That if you get a bunch of lottery tickets, the odds of doing well are very low. But when it pays off, you're the richest man in town, right? Anyway, you want to see how crazy these exchanges now the crypto exchanges don't need derivatives really, because the whole exchange is a derivative. They don't trade the volumes. This gets back to Mt. Gox. Problem with Mt. Gox, it didn't get hacked, obviously, because they all of a sudden found a bunch of coins. What happened was they were trading massively more coins and than their customers supposedly owned. So they didn't have the coins, but they told all their customers, yeah, you got it. And the volumes were off the charts. Look at the volume. For example, this is just, in the last 24 hours, $30 billion worth of Bitcoin traded hands. That's bullshit. $30 billion worth of Bitcoin did not trade hands in the last 24 hours. It's a lie. It's a con. It's just like all the other exchanges. What about Tether? 45 billion of the 67 billion Tether traded hands? Come on. At some point, you got to look at yourself and say, what the hell am I doing in these exchanges? And obviously, on the road to Ruta, we don't keep anything in exchanges. Nothing. Nothing on Coinbase, nothing on Kraken, nothing on Gemini, nothing on Binance. Binance is the biggest market rigger in there. And imagine that you own the casino and you can tell everybody what the cards are worth and you pick the winners and losers. And by the way, you're going to run your portfolio too. That's crazy. So I do expect the mother of all crashes in cryptos to come. Every crypto will go to zero because the exchanges will shut down. But the cryptos are the future. So it's one of those things. If Bitcoin goes to minus $40 like oil did, who's got it? Who's got the real thing? Obviously, all the exchanges would shut down. And then it comes down to who has the real thing. Who has the real silver in their own possession? Who has the real gold in their own possession? The United States has a hell of a lot. Billions and billions and billions of ounces of gold in their own possession. Not much silver. And that tells you where you should put your money. But with cryptos, it'll come down to, what do you got? What's in your own possession? Because Coinbase isn't open. Kraken isn't open. Binance isn't open. Nothing's open, nothing's working, nothing's functioning properly because it's not functioning properly now. It's all a con. Same with silver, obviously. Silver price is under $18. Good luck trying to go get an ounce of silver for under $18. This is the banker's wet dream, and we knew it was coming. They can click a mouse and put silver at minus $40. Great time to buy silver if you can get your hands on it and if you can get them at a decent premium. What happens when they slam the price down? More people try to buy silver because it's not a supply-demand thing, obviously. It's a derivative thing run by the criminals that run the U.S. government and the banksters. But mainly, the main problem is the Fed, the Treasury, and, of course, the CFTC and the SEC. They are colluding with each other to rig the prices. So our job is to survive the next couple months. Can you survive if silver goes to minus $40 or gold goes to minus $40? I don't know. Some people will be able to, some people won't. What happens if the stock market goes to minus $40, the entire stock market? It's just a click of a mouse. That's how easy it is to rig markets when it's all derivatives that are trading hands. Anyway, Veritasium price right now is at $30. There's only 2 million out there. There's a difference between Reggie's patent and Veritasium, the token. Veritasium, the token, is frozen by the SEC. There were a lot of cryptos that got the hammer come down on them by the SEC. Veritasium was one of the only ones that was working with the SEC. And you tell me why CoinMarketCap has this red warning label over Veritasium, but none of the other cryptos that got dinged for ICOing. And by the way, Veritasium was one of the first to ICO and was working with the SEC, saying, okay, well, I'll do whatever you want. What do I need to do? And they wouldn't tell anybody. It was a complete setup by the SEC. And they're going to come after other cryptos. And Gary Gensler is part of that con game. So just keep an eye on that. I don't know what's going to happen, truthfully. I have some Veritasium in my own possession. I hope you guys have some too. Reggie Middleton, keep an eye on his YouTube channel. YouTube channel is Reggie Middleton. He's got a lot of really interesting information. If you want to learn about patent, don't get mad at Reggie because he invented peer-to-peer transactions, capital market transactions. He took Satoshi's brilliant work and he expanded it and wrote, you can patent anything you want. The question is, are you right? And the problem came that the U.S. government didn't approve his patent right away. They took years to approve the patent. It's not like Reggie was hiding his patent. Everybody knew it was out there. And then years later, they all of a sudden approve it. And that throws a gigantic monkey wrench into what cryptos will be doing what. And I don't know if Reggie owns the patent. Veritasium, the token, doesn't own the patent. So if the U.S. government gives back Reggie Middleton his 98 million tokens, I think that's great for the 2 million current token holders of Veritasium. But Reggie could do anything he wants with it. I would say to Reggie, as soon as you get those tokens back, if you get them back, take them off Ethereum and put them onto something like Theta where it's cheaper transactions. But who knows? The future's a mess, especially in cryptos. But I do think absolutely the future is cryptos. It's not gold, silver. It's definitely not fiat money. The future of money. I mean, gold and silver will do well in the transition, very well. Silver's got 170 years of price suppression that it needs to it's like a beach ball that's been underwater and sinking for 170 years. When that thing lets go, it's going to go to the moon. I do expect to see quadruple digit silver. 1, 2, 10,000, 20,000. It could go to anything in the crisis. So keep an eye on that. Again, I'm doing a Jenny Moonstone discussion. We got a great one today. That'll be posted on the private road at roadtoroota.com. If you want to join the private road, go to roadtoroota.com, click on right here, subscribe today, and we will send you a silver Ruta coin. We're a little backed up right now, but they're coming. Don't worry, you'll get your silver Ruta coin for every subscription or renewal while supplies last and while the price stays under $30 of silver. At $30, we're cutting it off, and I'm just keeping it all. And it will, because I don't see any resistance between 30 and then 50. And when it blows by 50, good night. Sky's the limit for silver. So, and it won't happen on the comics, by the way. Just keep that in mind. So load up on silver today. If you don't have your own dealer, contact mine, Andy Schectman, Andy@milesfranklin.com, MILESFRANKLIN.com. Say, hey, I want to take advantage of this crazy silver price. By the way, Ventris Gibson at the U.S. Mint did start making a little more silver eagles. They caught up to the month before. They have the capability of doing, I think, 4.5 to 5 million ounces every month, and they're choosing not to. And she's lying when she sent out a letter to her customers saying, we've increased the Silver Eagle program to satisfy demand. That is wrong and a lie. And Ventris Gibson needs to be removed from her job that she's been in less than a year. And oh, by the way, she has zero experience running a mint. None. Zero. It's like putting somebody who doesn't even know what gold and silver is in charge of the U.S. Mint. It's crazy. So, anyway, again, you want to join the Road to Ruta, go to roadtoruta.com. Click on subscribe today. This is Big Swear. I will talk to you later.